with that, so Meech is not going to be able to join us, but we got some other folks from Ton Labs on the call. So Eugene, Ron, do one of you guys want to basically pick up the thing? And
Jared,
yeah, I think
That's...
Paul is gonna do it for me. Mita had a last minute emergency, so Paul is gonna take care of it.
Paul, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Jared. Thank you for having us. Pavel Prigalov, CSO of Ton Labs, core developer of Freeton blockchain. So I will be very short because many argument was already presented, especially in that in the chat. Many very interesting discussion is going. So I would like to start saying that, of course, elections is actually, it is very important for the integrity of a society. So we do not have right for mistake, that's for sure.
Pavel, can you also share a little bit about Ton and your community, because the approach that you take to solving problems is really fantastic. And I've put a copy of the comparison that you did in the downloads folder, so people have access to it.
Yeah, I'm going there. So we are taking everything connected to voting, to elections quite seriously. So Freeton actually is community-driven blockchain, so we never did any ICO. All tokens distributed in a meritocratic base through contests and partnerships. So the idea is that so for us, governance is not just an abstract thing. We put say billions of dollars in it into smart contract systems. So we doing now quite an amazing, from our standpoint, experiment. And as I said, from the one hand, elections for society well-being is more important in that respect than any number of billions of dollars. But at the same time, I think that nobody in this room doubts that at some point, remote elections or electronic elections or blockchain elections, what you can call it different ways, at some point they will happen. So somebody was to try to do it. And in what we do in our way to support that to happen, so we actually do crowdsourcing from our community. We now had already 2 contests. One of them was about proposing solutions for audit of elections in Guatemala, because there was a very famous story in Latin America where there were some rumors, at least, that elections were forged, and the initiative group of people tried to verify it, but they do it like in a very quick and to say way. And we launched a contest on collecting ideas how to do it and how to build a system, much better crowd system, which again will be based on millions of people on the ground from the country. So we got tens of submissions, and finally, at the end, we now launch an implementation contest. So the idea that like by this summer, because it's quite a complex system, which should handle millions and tens of millions of people simultaneously working with uploading documents, with verifying documents, we will have that solution. And we expect not one solution, but we expect, I don't know, 3, 5, so different solutions from different teams. So we think that from that standpoint, Freeton probably will become the first decentralized platform which will be used in to influence some real life election process. That's how we feel about what's going on. And I don't want to go into details. There are a lot of technical innovation, say, improvements or novelty in Freeton. That's why it could handle that load. It could handle such a use case. So that's why we're confident that it will happen. Regarding blockchain voting itself, we had another contest where we asked our community to propose an argument to opposite the paper where there were critics for blockchain voting, which was prepared by a number of reputable researchers, mostly from MIT. And at the end, so actually it also got 49 submissions, and the very short summary out of that contest I prepared, and Jared said that he shared it in download folder. So what is important about results of that opposition? Yeah, could you please share? Let me share my screen.
Yep, saw you.
Okay, yeah. So very simple. So framework which proposed in that paper was fine, absolutely fine. So all criteria which were presented there for a voting system, and we collected and put a number for it. And what we did then we said, okay, there are two different absolute situations. One is remote voting and another is in-person voting. So then, in order to be how say fair, we just did a comparison. We said for each criteria, we compared for remote voting mail-in ballots and blockchain voting, and for in-person voting paper only paper ballots and blockchain voting. And what is amazing, I mean, and again, I welcome everyone to make comments and contact, because there is a lot of technical stuff in it, some architecture discussions. But what is amazing that we did not find any single criteria upon which paper only voting is better than blockchain voting. That's the statement. So let's not go now into technical details, but when you compare apples to apples, when you divide, when you use right framework, so to look separately at this remote voting and in-person voting, then you, I mean, we can have a different session for that, but it is impossible to prove that paper only voting at any single criteria is better than blockchain voting. All for me.
Good. Oh, that's it?
Yes, I said that I will be very short, because not to repeat all argumentation, which was
Excellent.
said before.
Well,
I can add just really quickly, like the document is actually in the folder, and I really encourage everybody to please go and read it. Hi, I'm Ron Malo. I'm also the CBDO from Ton Labs. If you actually read it, it was very specifically generated by, again, a crowdsourced vote and crowdsourced solutions. So it's not one person or one company that did it. It's basically a community of people. Mostly very technical, unlike myself. And it basically demonstrates what is there. And we welcome anybody to come and argue it and challenge it. And we'd love to participate in the next call that you said, I think, April 8th.
Oh, but sorry about that. And by the way, I mean, we had some discussion in the chat regarding HSMs about digital identity, and I had the argument that before digital identity will be implemented, there's no way for have blockchain voting. Guys, you know, this is a very cheap device. It's available, so you can order it and you can get it, and and such device can significantly change, I mean, security in remote voting. And I don't see any problem. I mean, if you compare how much money spent on elections, and you compare like to distributing people with such devices, then I mean, probably one cost of such solution will be for and again, from cost perspective, it also will be much better for any government to use such approach.